Hey, Frankie Valli, he gets the people going.
That's just too many points.
I was like, hey, Gabe, how's it going? I love your work.
Dudes on the Mall is the podcast to listen to.
Week 1 of the college football season has almost finished now. It's Monday night. We've had a full weekend of football from Thursday all the way through tonight. We've got the final game of the weekend, Duke and Clemson coming up. How was everyone's first weekend of football?
Well, mine was pretty good. I watched a total of maybe 0.47 of football, like percentage of all football games available to me. I've only watched about 0.5% of. I watched Boise State for a quarter. I watched Texas and Rice for like 5 minutes, and then I watched the end of the FSU LSU game. I was busy this weekend.
Tough.
That's tough. I don't think I could have watched more football if I tried.
I physically don't think that I could.
and it was beautiful. We're so back. We're all the way back, and it feels good.
It started on Thursday with a big win from us. Going straight into it, 56-6 win over Kent State. JRP 281 through the air, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, 1 fumble, 1 rushing touchdown. Leading rusher was Richardson with 12 carries for 100 yards, and leading receiver was Xavier, friend of the program, 5 receptions, 81 yards, and the first touchdown of the year.
Electric,
Dog.
by the way. Absolutely electric.
Man's a dog. Throwing up the X.
Beautiful.
Man's a dog.
On the Kent State side, they really struggled to get anything going. Our prediction of who was going to come out at quarterback did not happen. Gentlemen for them went 12 of 31. I think it was Alamo. I don't know how to pronounce it. Alamo,
remember? Alamo?
12 of 31, 145, 1 pick. Leading rusher had 18 carries for 45 yards, and their best receiver had 3 grabs for 61. So I think our biggest issue with the game wasn't the game itself.
No. Would you like to get into that first?
Let's get into that.
Oh, brother.
We'll start with Justin did hit the under. He did make it in before 7:20.
Yeah.
Was it 22?
I made it.
Yeah, you made it like the.
And I was outside the stadium, so should I tell a quick story time before we get? Okay, quick story time. I've been taking an online class. I had a final on Thursday. My class starts at 6:30. Kickoff was at 7. I was the first to present my final that night. I left midway through my presentation. I posted up at the Panera on University next to Lib. Got to Garage I, parked, and sprinted across campus. I got heckles. I got everything. I got man's on a mission. Oh my God, everybody was yelling at me, but I sprinted from the bus stop at the Union till I got past the field house. And I was outside the stadium in line before kickoff. However, the lines were out the door. Apparently, they closed the gates because students were bum rushing, is what I heard.
Rushing the gates because the section was full. Which shout out to the students.
Shout out.
Yeah,
100%.
I can't say I wouldn't do the same thing. However, it caused me to be late to the game and miss kickoff. So I'm a little annoyed, but it's okay.
So.
We got in halfway through the first drive. So
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, we kept getting Snapchat updates from Justin, who would just send random snaps of him running. Like he was running at the mall. You just see this shaky cat.
not just your average like going for a run. Like
no,
do
this
a couple
guy
miles.
was.
Like I was hauling.
He had a place to be. He's things to do. This guy.
Anyways, back to concessions.
Bigger issue, concessions on Thursday.
Get 2.
3 thumbs down, 6 thumbs down.
6 thumbs down. I've
Horrible.
never been so disappointed.
Horrible.
Really
so
bad.
I was the first one in the stadium out of us 3. I had come from work, so I figured I'd just go on in and just see what the vibes are like. I go up to the same concession stand that I've gone to for the past 3 or so years to get my chicken Caesar wrap, and I look at the menu and I'm so happy to see, there it is, the chicken Caesar wrap. Oh, I've been dying to have one. I walk up and I said, hey, I would love a chicken Caesar wrap if you could get me one, please. That'd be perfect. That'd be fantastic. And they said, we don't have those here. Do you want a hamburger or a hot dog? And I said, excuse me? Says it out
come
there
again
on
for
the
Big Fudge?
It says it out there on the menu, chicken Caesar wrap. It says, I'm sorry, they only have hamburgers and hot dogs at this location. Strike one. Strike one.
It's ridiculous.
So what'd you end up getting?
A hot dog. I got a hot dog.
At least you could find a hot dog.
Did you go attempt to do a student dog?
No, I was too upset. I think the frustration was a cloud of judgment at that point, so I was just too frustrated. But really upset. Not a good start there for the concessions program. But that was only strike one because we have more issues.
Justin, strike
I was
two.
gonna say you have the bigger rant than me, but I went down at halftime. I wasn't even gonna bother with the chicken Caesar wrap because I had already heard the horror story from Josh. So I went over to one of the stands. I think it was the Italian sausage stand. That's what I ended up getting. But they had hot dogs on their menu. Boy, when I asked for a hot dog, she looked at me like I had 4 heads, dude. I was like, "Wait, you never heard of a hot dog? Like, it's a football game. You sell them all over the stadium." She was like, "All we got here is nachos and Italian sausage." So I got nachos and Italian sausage. The nachos cheese was ice cold.
Oh, it was clumpy too.
Ice cold and clumpy, and the chips, like I said during our draft,
as
stale as ever.
Hit the nail
stale
on
as
the head.
ever.
Hit the nail on the head.
And the Italian sausage was so unbelievably mid, and I couldn't find any ketchup.
Yep.
I was pissed.
What do you need ketchup for?
Oh, I would absolutely. Do you know me?
Put
ketchup on
It's
everything.
got peppers and onions. And
We're
stuff
talking
on
to
it.
the
No,
diner
I know,
milk
but
king.
Not the way I eat it. I hate onions, dude.
He's just raw dogging
Yeah,
it.
you're damn right I did. You're damn right I did. And it was so mid. But anyways, yeah, you have the biggest.
Yeah, that's
So
Brandon knows.
I wasn't hungry when we got to the stadium because we tailgated. We made burgers. I had 2 burgers when we were tailgating.
Flag
That was
malfunction
the other
already.
side. That's the other side though. We had that side. It was progress.
New side this
To
week.
me, that's progress.
So I wasn't hungry. I had 2 hamburgers when we were tailgating. Came into the stadium. I wanted to see the halftime show, so I was like, I'll go at basically the end of halftime, like right before third quarter starts. Let the lines die down. Lines had died down. We're good to go. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go check out the chicken Caesar. Like, there's no way they still don't have it. Go. First of all, every location that I went to on our side of the stadium, we sit in 133. None of the screens were working on the displays.
Mm-hmm.
I said, this is where it's supposed to be. So I walked up. I said, I can't see the screen, but I know online it says this is where the chicken Caesar wrap is. Can I get that? Oh, we don't have that. All right, same thing Josh went through. Lady points to a cardboard sign that's like in the front. She's like, we're going off this paper one right here. I'm like, okay, great. So I'm like, okay, I know where the Buffalo Tender Burger is. I go to that location. Oh, we don't have that here. Well, what do you have? We have a donut burger and a regular burger. I was so upset, I didn't even want to try the donut burger. So I was like, okay, you know what? We have that. Who was it? Will and Denzel and someone else, I think Alex, had gotten the Huey Magoo's chicken tenders and fries. I'm like, okay, you can't go wrong with that. I'll just go. It's new. I'll get it. I've already know what it tastes like, but I know what I'm getting. It's going to be fine. I go to Huey Magoo's. Hi, can I get chicken tenders and fries? We don't have that. What do you mean you don't have chicken tenders and fries? We only have French fries. We have no chicken left.
I told you this, but you know damn well they would have charged you full price for
If
those
I would
fries.
have said, she goes, do you want fries? No, I don't want fries. I wanted the chicken. And they full well would have charged me full price for that.
100%.
So what do? I hop over one more stand. At this point, I'm just lost, and I'm honestly a little frazzled and don't know what to do. So I get over to the nacho spot. Okay, here we go. Nachos. Josh took this, was your first round draft pick.
Yep.
Like, all right, let me get the pulled pork nachos. Was I so disappointed? That was like taking Christian McCaffrey in the first round and he tears his ACL.
That's exactly what it felt like.
That was the first thing I said when you walked up. I was like, wow, those look mid.
The best part of those nachos was that there was salt covering the chips, and I think I got maybe a bite of guac and a bite of pulled pork on there. I was so disappointed. So Boise State, my expectations are really high for you because I got to have this made up for what I just went through.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I guess while we're on this subject of concessions, I think you and I should probably apologize for our draft.
Oh yeah, you guys got to sit in the penalty
we were
box.
getting flamed.
Yeah, we were getting roasted online.
Should we just mute our mics?
Yeah, I mean, 5 minutes. It's gonna be the Josh show here for a little bit.
We're like, 5 minute penalty box.
But,
or whatever, so I guess I'm gonna mute my mic now.
But yeah, that was aggressive.
Yeah.
I will say, it made me feel good because
you got beer at the 2-2.
That was a steal.
That won.
That was 100% a steal. 100% won it. But yeah, shout out to all of you who voted on the draft, and I'm 1-0 on drafts, and that was great. But we'll get into due to the week a little bit later. We have a new winner for our polls.
Yeah, we do.
So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, you guys were getting flamed.
Yeah, we got flamed. So, anyways, moving on.
Game
recap.
Game recap. There is a existential problem with umpires in college football.
Oh yeah, real bad. We saw what 6 or 7 on Saturday.
Yeah.
Huh.
That was terrible.
Those guys don't know how to move.
They're great defenders.
Yeah,
I will
they
say
It's an extra DB.
100%.
I legitimately saw like 3 umpires just like hip check a defender.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It was bad, and it's like they were trying to get out of the way, but they made it worse. Every single time.
Just
yeah. So there's an epidemic of umpires, I think, in the sports world right now.
yeah.
And we need to resolve this ASAP.
We're not talking about Angel Hernandez, although we might be.
Although he's under the same umbrella, but that's a different story.
Justin, game notes?
Yeah. In the sake of time, we'll go with the biggest takeaways. First and foremost, we want to give a shout out to friend of the program, Xavier Townsend. I know you mentioned it, but UCF's leading receiver. What a dog. That first touchdown was awesome. That first drive from him was awesome. So, I mean, he is setting up to have the breakout season.
I think we could take credit.
Huh?
I think we can.
You think we can take credit for that?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
a little bit.
I'll ask him if we can take credit.
Yeah.
No, but biggest takeaways from the game. Offense looked really good and balanced, but we definitely held back. I think we didn't really take a lot of deep balls that we were promised. Just a lot of good things out of the offense. But for the bad things out of the offense, JRP. His legs looked better than ever. I'll start with that.
Yeah.
His legs looked better than ever.
Good.
He looked slippery, and that boy quick. That's what I'll start with. I will finish with he needs to clean it up. We had 3 turnovers, and all of them came from him. So he needs to clean that up a little bit. That's not going to fly in some later games this season. So I'm not saying it's not something he can't work on, but it's just both of his interceptions were a little forced, and I think they were trying to get the deep ball working or I don't know, just trying something new. But in that fumble, he's just got to protect the ball better. I'm perfectly fine with him not sliding. He's just got to protect the ball better if he's doing
100%.
that. And then on the defensive side of the ball, the D-line looks phenomenal. I mean, we all knew that was going to be a thing, but Ricky Barber, Lee Hunter, Josh Salskar,
Dogs.
TMB, Ryan Davis got a little bit of playing time out there. Then you got the linebackers, so they look phenomenal. But on the negative side, the DBs looked exactly the same as last year. It looked like we don't have a new defensive coordinator. It was the same soft coverage as last season, and we almost got burnt for it a couple times. We got bailed out by an ineligible receiver call, which ended up keeping them out of the end zone for the whole game, and that was the only real touchdown scare we had. But it's just that same soft coverage that it works, but it also allows them to kind of manipulate our defense in a way. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's just not what I was expecting to see, I guess, but it makes sense because Addison Williams?
Williams.
He did work with T. Will, so it makes sense. But so those were my biggest takeaways.
They got the same last name, Williams. Yeah. Just my quick takeaways. I think Jordan McDonald is a dog. He's the new Isaiah Bowser.
Yeah.
Dude looked really good, especially with some of those Wildcat plays. Just a couple of things, like you said, the turnovers. That bug is just not. That's not going to fly the rest of this year. My hot take is looking pretty good with 15 interceptions.
Brandon's hot take not looking so good. We need 12 unanswered turnovers now.
We need plus, but we're at
A lot.
-1 right now.
Minus 2.
I thought it was 1.
We only got 1 pick, right?
Did we recover a fumble?
Did we?
Yeah, we recovered a fumble.
Yeah.
We did?
Yep.
Okay.
So
Okay,
we had
minus
2.
1 then.
So, the only other 2 things I've got on the offensive side of the ball is a little bit concerning that the receivers looked like they were struggling to get open.
They did.
It was just a little. I think that's just
I think that plays into the being held
exactly.
back.
This is the. It is not. It's not their fault. Essentially, is what I'm trying to say.
Because Javon and Kobe were honestly kind of quiet.
They were very quiet. But hey, shout out Boy X. And the other thing was the defensive side of the ball. We're trying to strip the ball way too much. I think we need to tackle a lot more.
It's the same sloppy tackling.
We're wrapping guys up. We're not taking them to the ground. It's just it needs to get a little bit more refined. I think that'll come with as the year progresses when we're playing a little bit faster, a little bit stronger opponents. But those are my two takes. That other than that, 56 points is.
It's all in all a great game.
It's a good
all
game.
in all, I think people are just looking for things to do.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't be a
You're gonna
UCF
complain.
game without.
So-
complaining
I'm
about
always
something.
looking for something to complain about, but I will never complain.
My quick rant for today is that everyone that had a problem with the jerseys when we wore, first of all, those were the night mode jerseys that I think we only wore one time last year against Cincinnati.
Yep.
And when we wore them, no one complained a single thing about, oh, I can't see the names on the back of the jersey.
Is that what they were complaining about? I didn't see any of that.
I saw
That's
people
so
complaining that
And
they,
then the
I saw significant
yellow
that they
numbers.
can't see that.
Those are the same people that weren't around when we didn't have names on the back of the jersey.
And also that the numbers looked weird, which they're the exact same they were last year, and they didn't change. So like,
Yeah.
either you're just looking for
just
something to
looking
complain
for
about, or
something.
what. But I thought one, they looked really good. Two, when you're sitting in the stands, you can't read the name on the back of the jersey anyway.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know the number. So like, it's honestly irrelevant that you can't read the name on the back of the jersey.
Agreed.
I thought they looked great personally.
I agree.
Yeah, I
I
think
love
so.
the new gold helmets.
The gold helmets look
They finally fixed. My biggest
nice.
issue always was that we couldn't figure out our gold.
And I feel like for the people that are going to say, "Oh, the gold didn't match the jersey," I think they were pretty spot
They're
on.
pretty-
Maybe
100%.
TV made it look different, but in person, like,
They're
They look
spot on,
really
yeah.
good.
yeah.
So
That's my rank for the week.
yeah, we'll just finish the game recap with RJ Harvey. Water. What did you say to me? Water is wet. The sky is blue.
The water's wet, the
RJ
sky
Harvey's
is blue.
dog.
RJ Harvey is a dog. Yeah, that's what I said mid game. That was after his big play.
Well, we'll move on to our game preview for this week on the road at Boise State. The three of us will be there.
Boys are traveling.
on the road. We'll be there early midday Friday-ish, early afternoon. Coming in, Boise, tough loss to Washington. Did
Dude,
not
really
look
tough.
good.
They looked good on the first drive, and then the rest of the game, oof.
That's
And
what I
they're-
said earlier.
Yeah, I know you're probably going to talk about their quarterback, but
Yeah.
ooh,
I was
Their
like, they
quarterback-
look good until they didn't.
Yeah. Green, he went 19 of 39 for 244, one touchdown, two picks. Their leading rusher had 10 carries for 51 yards. They had 402 yards of offense. They gave up 568. Going into this game, currently we are 3-point favorites. I don't remember what the over-under was set at.
I saw it right before.
57 and a half.
We're 3.5 right now.
We're up to 3.5,
Yeah.
57.5 on the over/under. Noteworthy, I think this is a good thing. I would have never thought of this. Team will be practicing at Masters Academy because they have
With the blue
field.
turf.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
That's awesome.
Like, it just makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean you're not used to that. That's not normal at all.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I mean, get every advantage you can. You're traveling on the road, going to be in altitude. I think people are overlooking that.
Yeah.
Um,
I was having this, speaking of the blue field, I was having this conversation with Shafe yesterday. I think it is the biggest crime in college football that Boise State is allowed to wear all blue uniforms while playing on a blue
Yes.
field.
Yeah.
Do you know how easy it is to lose a safety in
Yeah.
coverage when he's wearing all blue on a blue field?
yeah.
So I'm praying that they're not.
Oh, you know they're going.
Yeah.
There's
100%.
going to be a blue out.
I
This is their
know.
first home game of the year.
It's crazy.
It's going to be a blue out.
Anyways,
They're going to be hyped up. It's a 5 p.m. kick. The following week, they have a 10 a.m. local kick at home.
That's rough.
thank God we live on the East Coast.
Yeah, 5 p.m. local time, 7 p.m. Eastern.
7 Eastern, yeah. 5 local, 7 Eastern, so primetime game on FS1. Outside of that, what are we looking forward to most this week?
Potato
Okay.
pizza.
Brandon was trying to convince us that we needed to go to Pie Hole Pizza and get this potato pizza. You say it on paper, it sounds fantastic. We looked up pictures, and
Everyone
I'm gonna
raves
have to
about
try it.
Everyone raves about it. The potato and bacon pizza.
It sounds phenomenal.
It
I
sounds
get
great.
bacon on my pizza all the
It sounds
time,
great.
so it's already halfway there.
And it's got to be a white sauce, I would assume.
yeah, it has to.
Really, see, I think it would honestly be okay with the marinara.
I'd be fine with it, but just thinking about it, I feel like they would go with a white.
You know what this means? We got to get 2 pies. Let's see which one's better.
Gotta get 2 pies. I'm gonna be eating a lot of carbs.
Potatoes, it's going to be a lot of potatoes.
We got that. We got to go to the Boise Fry Company.
Yep.
Apparently, they have really good fries, and they have like 4 different ways you can get them. There goes the flag.
There's the flag again, dude.
And outside of that, haven't gotten anything else that's on the radar. I do know there's one place I found that has potato ice cream.
Ugh. That sounds awful, and
I'm a big
I already don't
ice-
like ice cream. And
I'm a
then
big
I
ice cream
try
guy,
it.
and that sounds...
I will say stadium food off of my research does not look promising. They have they have the Bronco hot dogs, which I don't know if there's anything special about it or not. They got nachos with cheese, pretzels.
Stale as ever.
Outside of that, they've got just your typical burgers, dogs, chicken fingers, fries.
No baked
They
potato?
have the one thing that they might have good. I don't see a baked potato on here, but if
Pissed.
they do, I will get it. They have French fries, but they also have Idaho potato fries. So maybe there's a difference
What
there.
the hell is the difference?
I don't know. We'll find out. It seems to be their one special item is they have Chick-fil-A, which I'm not going all the way to there to have Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
but those fries are going to be...
they have Chick-fil-A
Electric.
in Idaho.
apparently.
They have Chick-fil-A everywhere now.
They didn't used to, though.
I know, but
And
now they have it everywhere.
It seems to be a very brewery type scene because
Love
it
it.
has a
That's
lot
cool.
of. It seems to have a lot of like local beer options from what I've read,
Love
and then
it.
they do food trucks as well.
They sell beer in the
Nice.
stadium.
Yes.
Perfect.
It says new food items, and it says they've just got like barbecue and
Idaho
local
barbecue.
breweries and quick snacks.
Quick
So
snacks.
it looks
Grab
like
and
they
go?
have more dessert options than they do normal food. They have popcorn listed as a dessert. Haven't heard that one before.
All right.
They got the Nut Hut.
The Nut Hut?
The Nut Hut?
All right.
Oh,
They
they got
got
like
roasted
glazed
nuts.
Roasted nuts, like
And then
Glazed almonds are
candy
awesome.
and mini dough nuts.
Mini
donuts?
Mini dough
Mini DOH nuts.
nuts. Okay.
like
Yeah.
dough nuts.
Yeah. There's an exclamation point after the dough.
Gotcha. All right. Well,
All right.
expectations have been set.
But I think game
starve.
outlook, just from what we saw this week,
Mm-hmm.
me and Justin watched majority of that Boise Washington game. If we do what the offense is supposed to do, which is go vertical, we will expose Boise State's defense because Washington ate all day just throwing the ball deep.
That's what I was going to say. It's like Washington, like on their first couple drives, looked like they couldn't do anything, and then Michael Penix Jr. just started airing it out, and
Yeah.
Boise State had no answer. So if JRP can clean up those interceptions and our offense is as promised,
Should be all
not
right.
worried
Yeah.
about it.
I think one thing is their quarterback is slightly mobile, so we'll just probably have to have someone spying him. But outside of that, honestly, I feel like this week's a very straightforward, go there, do your job type game, and it
Just-
honestly shouldn't
just
even be
get
close
out of
after
there,
what we
yeah.
saw this past week.
I agree.
That being said, we're going to get their best game because they're mad about how last week went, and it's their home opener, and this is their biggest home game of the season, I would say. So we have to remember that when we're on the road, where everyone else is, we're that big attraction coming now,
Yep.
since we're a Power 5 team, or I guess Power 4, if you want to.
Power 4.
We're
So,
Pac-12.
Power 5 for
Power
now.
5, yeah. Officially, right now, it's Power 5.
4.5.
4.5. 4.5. I like that.
But I just think go do your job. We should run all over them. It shouldn't even be difficult. It's just as long as we can get that downfield passing game is the key to the game. Defense should take care of itself.
Gotcha.
Agreed.
Yep.
Anything else for Boise?
I'm excited. It's a little bit of travel, although I did save Justin and I like 3.5 hours on our flight back
Yeah.
home. We saw in Southwest that we were coming in at like 11. I was like, let's see what else we got here. And there's a flight that came in at 9 instead. And the only difference was the layover in Denver. So
Literally, it's the same flight out of Boise.
this is our hot tip. Check and make sure that you have the most optimized flight to get home.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. I'm super excited. Gonna eat some potatoes, I guess, and watch some.
treadmill in my
I've
future.
wanted to go to the Blue Field since I was a kid, so
Yeah.
it's honestly just like exciting to.
This
like,
is like a
check that
bucket
off.
list thing for
Yeah.
any college football.
And when are you
fan.
ever gonna go to
Yeah.
Idaho? You know,
Not many reasons to go.
Not many reasons.
So this gives
Dude of the week.
dude of the week.
Excuse me one second while I. Congratulations,
Tip the
Brandon.
cap.
Thank you. the anti-reverse dude of the week. That was a dude of the week. That also was not a dude of the week. That's
Yeah.
one. So shout out Lipscomb. The Lipscomb kicker brought it home for me. I will happily take this win. It feels great. I think it was close. Josh gave it a good run. Justin, sorry.
Not even close. Nobody. Listen. I just had to give Eric the moment he deserved.
Yeah.
I was never gonna win.
Lewis Lapp gave it a good run, but Lipscomb kicker.
Yeah, we actually tied on. I know on Instagram I
Yeah, it was
Lewis
Lewis
Lab had a little
Instagram.
bit
He was
more.
the big one.
That was where it was going on Instagram, and then I think on Twitter it got. Oh no, that was Twitter. On Facebook it got a couple. I don't remember, but
But it was Lipscomb kicker 1
yeah.
outright. So
So one for me, one for Josh. Justin's still waiting to get on the board.
We'll get there.
Yep, and then,
Do we want to go with the randomized?
Well, you won, so you get to pick. I think.
yeah,
I say let's go randomized
All right.
from it.
All right.
There
So
you
we'll
go.
go Snapchat AI. Josh, you're 1. Justin, you're 2. I'm 3.
All right.
2, 3.
Whatever the order he gives me is the order we'll be going in. Random order of 1 through 3. The order is 2, 1, 3.
Beautiful, because
So-
I only have one, so I was really hoping you guys weren't going to take it.
Gosh,
All
well,
right, so
I
we
go
got Justin
first.
up first.
All right, I'll start it out. So as you know, college football week 1 usually a cupcake week. If you didn't see the score of this game, the final score of Oregon and Portland State, 81-7, I think it was.
Yep.
And for those of you that don't know, much like the cheerleaders at UCF, they do push-ups for every point scored in the game, right? So you get up to 70. That mascot does 70 push-ups. Mm-hmm. Well, my dude of the week is the Oregon Duck, because Oregon put up 81 points. This man did a combined total of 546 push-ups during that game.
That's respect.
546 push-ups, and I saw the video of him after that 81, and he just
dead,
plopped down.
Imagine
Dead. Looked like he needed
to feel.
Oh my god, he looked like he needed a defibrillator. So, I mean, if that ain't a dude, I don't know what is. 546 push-ups.
All right, yeah.
Yeah,
Oregon Duck, that's a really good one. All right, moving on to my dude of the week. So there's a little bit of context behind this one. I don't know if you guys have seen. So Dave Portnoy put out a pizza review last week.
Oh, yeah.
That went completely viral.
Yeah.
And so just a recap. He's reviewing this pizza. He takes a bite. It's, I mean, not a great score. I think he got like a 6.4 or something like that.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, while he's eating, doing the review, there's this guy that walks up. His name is Dom of the Year. And he's just this random guy. And here, I'll pull up this video here. He just pulls up. His name's Dom of the Year. He said what his name was. Now, in the middle of Dave and Dom's interaction, if you go watch the video, the owner of the pizza shop comes out and starts arguing with Dave because he's a big Dave Portnoy hater and just yelling and just screaming and just like, no, F you, I'll F you this, F you this. And they're just going back and forth. And then Dom of the Year, the whole entire time, is just standing there. And like the camera pans to him 1 second. He's just like, Dom of the Year. It's just in the moment while these two are just going at each other's throats. So my dude of the week is Dom of the Year.
Dom of the Year.
Because that dude, through all of the chaos, just stayed stoic and was just there for the vibes in the moment. He became such a big meme. So my dude of the week is Dom of the Year.
That's hilarious.
So I actually thought that you were going to take Travis Hunter.
No, I'm trying not to go with like football players, but
yeah. So I was going to sit here and go with Travis Hunter. I had a second one in my mind because he just had an absolutely phenomenal game for Colorado.
He did.
If you don't know, he played over 112 snaps.
Over 120.
120 snaps,
On both
offense and
sides of the
defense.
ball, yeah. Crazy.
Colorado looks really good.
Forget my hot take, dude.
Yeah. But I'm not going to go with him. I'm going to go with Matt, I think it's Gaynard, the University of Virginia kicker, because he is 34 years old.
No.
What?
Yep.
No.
Google.
And he was Virginia's starting kicker this past week.
No.
He was in the military and came back and is now an undergrad student at University of Virginia. And he started this past week at the young age of 34 years old.
That's
All
crazy.
right,
That puts Stetson Bennett to shame. Stetson Bennett was what, 26, 27?
Well, just think, he is almost twice the age of the freshman on the team right now.
That is wild.
On the list here.
That's wild. I mean, he could literally be their dads.
I don't know what number he is.
I got it here. Or no, that's...
Plays kicker.
Are you lying?
No, I'm not. Let me see if I can find out what number he is.
34 years old. I mean, it makes sense that he came back from like active duty.
Oh, wait, here we go. Matt
They have him
Gaynard.
listed as a sixth year.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. He's 34. That's crazy.
Yeah, received undergraduate degree in history from UVA in 2011.
Wow.
Whoa.
Dude, I hadn't graduated from 8th grade yet in 2011.
Dude's a badass, though. Joins team as a walk-on after serving in the United States Marine Corps as a Cobra attack helicopter pilot.
That's cool. All right.
That is awesome.
Yep. Matt Gaynard, my dude of the week, got the start for Virginia, I guess his 6th year at the age of 34 years old. So, boys, there's still time for us to go back and play.
There's still time. There is still time. That is awesome.
Still got 4 years of eligibility left.
Jeez. That's hilarious.
So we got the recap. We got the Oregon Duck. We've got Dom of the Year.
Dom of the Year. Yep.
And Matt Gaynard, the 34-year-old kicker.
Love it.
I think you just ran away with another one. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That was a good.
That's pretty good.
I was thinking Travis Hunter, but I was like, nah, this guy deserves it after this week.
Yeah, 100%.
Are we on to picks now?
We're on the picks. Yeah,
on
we're
the
kind of
picks,
flying.
yeah.
We're flying this week. So, little asterisk with picks. A couple of us still have action tonight for the Duke Clemson game.
The perfect parlay is still alive.
Don't jinx it.
It's still alive. So we'll go over the recap.
So we will be final after this Duke Clemson game ends tonight, and we will also have our new updated top 25 after the conclusion of this game tonight as well. I went ahead and did most of mine.
I did mine as well, yeah. Also.
Pending what this game does, might move a couple things, but nothing crazy.
I did the same.
I'll run through my recap real quick since I had the least amount of picks and I'm in last. So currently at 3-2 for the week, chance to move to 4-2. That puts me at the moment at 4-5. So we're coming back.
Okay.
Flag down.
Flag down
We
again.
need a flag counter.
We'll set a line.
Like
next
graphic,
time.
yeah.
Let's set a line. Yeah, that's perfect. All right.
Running through real quick, easiest win of the week, I think, Utah minus 6.5 over Florida, even without their starting quarterback. This one was kind of disappointing. I missed on the Michigan ECU over 51.5. Michigan just didn't really look that good.
No, it was shocking.
They didn't.
Yeah,
they'll tell you it was because Harbaugh wasn't there, but
Yeah, so I'm still out on the fence of their offense. They only put up 30 points. So that one was a loss. Tulane minus 6.5 over South Alabama. I thought that one was a why is this line so low type thing. I did go to the LSU FSU game. It was a really fun game. However, I was on the wrong side of LSU minus 2.5. I had a lot to say about that game after just watching both teams play. Long story short, I don't think either of them are a top 10 team. Still waiting on Duke Clemson, and the Bama Middle Tennessee over 51.5 hit easily.
nice.
So 3-2.
Nice.
You want me
You
to
want
go?
to roll the picks or you want to do your recap?
We'll go with recaps
Okay.
first. Your boy is hot. Your boy is hot. I went 7-2 this week. That makes me 9-3 overall in the year. We'll start with the two losers. Texas Tech, my Big 12 pick, when they lost outright to Wyoming at Wyoming. And also, I learned that you pronounce their quarterback's name Shuck. I hate that.
Shuck.
His last name is spelled Shough, and it's pronounced Shuck. That pissed me off. They deserve to lose because of that.
Yep.
And then I took Hawaii +4 against Stanford on a whim because I thought they looked good against Vanderbilt, but that one didn't hit.
Wrong.
So those are my two losers. My 7 winners. We have.
Nice.
Oh, it's real nice. We have Utah minus 6.5 against Florida, like Brandon said, the easy one. We have Fresno State, the outright winners against Purdue. Mikey Keene
Shout
got
out
that dog
Mikey
in
Keene,
him.
yeah.
He looked so good. I had them +4.5 outright winners. Boise, Washington over 58.5. Washington hit that by themselves. They had 59. Houston +1.5 against UTSA. They did not look great, but they won that game, so I'll take it. Same as Brandon. Tulane minus 6.5 against South Alabama. That's why is this line so low? UNC minus 2.5 against South Carolina. That one was pretty easy. UNC looked great. And then I got Brandon's number this year. FSU +2.5 against LSU.
Nice.
Let's
Nice.
see if we got anything different this week.
Yep. All right, moving on to my recap. So, started out hot, 3-0, week 1. Week 2, my picks, we'll call it. We're still in a winning percentage. I'm 4-3 this week. We'll start with the losers. Minnesota minus 7.5 versus Nebraska. They didn't cover. That was probably the worst game this weekend. That was terrible.
Tough.
ECU Michigan over 51.5 didn't hit. Michigan didn't look good.
On it.
It's shout out Brandon. I took Boise State plus 14.5 versus Washington. What a mistake that was. So those are my 3 losers, and then the winners. We'll start Houston. I had the money line outright against UTSA. Ugly but effective. I also had Utah minus 6.5 versus Florida. Easiest pick lock of the week. Tulane minus 6.5 versus South Alabama. Why is that line so low? Don't know. And then last but not least, perhaps the greatest, was Iowa versus Utah State under 43.5.
Iowa put up 2 touchdowns quick.
They did.
I know.
They did. I was sweating a little bit. But
I was sweating, but
we're
you
there.
can throw anyone in that offense, and they ain't putting up points.
Exactly. And then we're still sitting on the perfect parlay. So the perfect parlay last week had 4 legs. USF versus Western Kentucky under 70. I was sweating a little bit.
Dude, they shut down
just
in the fourth
a little
quarter
bit, but
if
they
wouldn't
died.
have.
So we're still good there. That's good. I had FSU money line cashed, and then I had over 58 in the LSU FSU game last week.
Cash.
So now the only thing that's left in the perfect parlay for it to hit would be Clemson and Duke tonight. I have over 56.
Do you want a score update? Because it's already started.
What is it?
We are at 0-0 with 12:54. The current live over/under is 52.5.
Ooh,
Yeah, all right, well,
not a hot start, but there's
losing my
a
smile.
lot of football.
Lot of football
left.
left.
Duke has
Plenty
the
of
ball,
football
they're on
left.
39.
a
So
lot of football left, so we're fine.
it
Fine.
sounds like Duke started with the ball, and they've gone 2 minutes to go, about 20 yards. That's where we're at.
We're fine.
On to week 2, picks. I have 7 this week.
I have 9 again.
Nine again.
I got
have
plenty
6.
of games to
6.
work with. So
And the perfect parlay, though, too.
I looked at a couple of these. I feel like some of them might come back to bite me,
yep.
but I'm going to put this one out there. I was going to take Bama minus 7.5 over Texas, and I didn't, and I might add it before I get back to this.
Okay.
I'm going to start with first one, Colorado minus 3 over Nebraska. I have a feeling that we're all on that.
Yeah, we were
100%.
100% all of that.
That is the biggest. Why is this line so low I've ever seen in my life?
Yeah. Home opener for them. I think they absolutely destroy Nebraska.
Yeah.
Next, Notre Dame looks really good. I've got Notre Dame minus 7.5 over NC State.
I don't like that Brandon and I are having the same picks right now.
Oh,
I don't have that pick, so
You don't
it's
really,
okay.
dude. Notre Dame looks good.
I know.
I can't believe we're saying Notre Dame.
I
looks good.
know.
Next pick, I've got Ole Miss Tulane. I've got Ole Miss minus 7.
Okay.
Their offense was unstoppable against Mercer.
It did.
It was
looked
Mercer,
really good.
but I think
matter.
Tulane's going to get challenged, and I don't think it's going to go well for them.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Next, I've got Cincinnati and Pitt over 48.5.
Dude, Brandon and I have the same card. Wow.
This one's another one that doesn't make sense for me. I've got Oregon minus 6.5 over Texas State.
Brandon and I have the same card. Oh, God.
I have a feeling none of you have this one. Jacksonville State and Coastal Carolina.
Nope.
Okay.
I think I know what you're going to take.
I've got Jacksonville State
Yeah.
plus 13.5.
Yeah,
I almost did. But
that was attractive. That was very attractive.
Next, FSU Southern Miss over 52. And only just because I don't think Texas is that good, I'm going to actually put it in. I'm going to take Alabama minus 7.5 over Texas.
Alrighty.
So that puts me at 8 for the week now.
okay. I lost track of how many similar plays we have, but it's a lot.
That's a lot.
So I'll run them through. First off, Colorado minus 3 against Nebraska. Colorado surprised everybody. Home opener. Easy pick there. Let's see. You had Notre Dame minus 7.5 against NC State. They just look really good this year. Oregon minus 6.5 against Texas Tech. Texas Tech really didn't look that great, and Oregon offense looked unstoppable. So a touchdown line, come on. Alabama minus 7.5 against Texas. Again, Texas didn't look that great. Alabama should be able to handle them in Tuscaloosa. So, and then the only other one was Pitt Cincy over 48.5. Yeah. My others that weren't duplicates, we have Kansas minus 3.5 against Illinois. That one I think is going to be a little tight because that game's just going to be it's probably going to lean towards the Big Ten side of the football, but we'll see. Kansas still looks pretty good.
Did you see Illinois' game against Toledo at all?
I didn't.
They were losing the majority of the games at Toledo.
Okay, so
I
okay,
think it's a good
that
pick.
makes me feel a little better about that then. Let's see. I'm gonna ride with Utah again this week, and maybe hope that Cam Rising comes back because Baylor lost to Texas State. So Utah minus 7 against Baylor. Touchdown line. I love that.
I got it at minus 6. Just FYI.
You got it minus 6.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna update that. Utah minus. Will you acknowledge that line change?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Utah minus 6 against Baylor.
I don't think you want to know why. I don't think you want to know where it is though.
Where is it?
Where this pick is. It's
in
in the
parlay?
perfect parlay.
Dang it. That's all right. All right, and then sorry, I lost my place. 2 more picks. I'm taking. Talked about it just on this last pick. I'm taking Texas State plus 10.5 against UTSA. If they can beat Baylor, UTSA played Houston well, but I think it was more of a Houston didn't look that great than anything. So plus 10.5 there. And then my last one, I just wanted to take another over, and this one looked pretty good to me because I think UNC looked really good this last week. So I'm going to take App State UNC over 61.5.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Well, I have 6 picks, and then I have a perfect parlay again for this week. First one I saw, it's just I don't know how this game is going to go, but I'm going to take it anyway. FAU minus 5.5 over Ohio.
Okay.
I think the new the new members of the American Athletic Conference can take over Ohio there. I also have Colorado -3 versus Nebraska because why wouldn't
What's
you take
going
that? Kansas -3.5 versus Illinois. I'm riding with you on that one. I have Georgia and Ball State over 53.5. I think Georgia can do it by themselves. Ole Miss and Tulane. I have the over 62.5. I think that they score a lot of points there. And then this is becoming a bit at this point, but I'm taking Iowa State under 36.5.
Nice. I almost did.
That's gonna be a rough game.
Yeah,
That's gonna be.
That one's not gonna be a fun one to watch.
It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be bad.
We're gonna need to make a game plan to watch games on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's also at 10 local, so we gotta
wake up early.
We'll figure something out.
So, and then there's a perfect parlay. This week the value's a little bit less than last week, plus 1189. 4 legs. First leg is Ole Miss -6.5 versus Tulane. I think they can do it. It's a touchdown line. Utah -6 versus Baylor because Baylor was dookie trash this past week. OK State, go Pokes, versus Arizona State. I've got OK State -3.5. Pew pew pew.
Okay.
And then last but not least, I've got Texas A&M versus Miami. I have over 49.5 because I think those are two defenses that just don't exist.
Yeah.
So those 4 legs plus 1189. Ole Miss -6.5 versus Tulane. Texas A&M versus Miami over 49.5. Utah -6 versus Dookie Butt Baylor. And then Oklahoma State, go Pokes, pew pew versus Arizona State. I got OK State -3.5.
Okay.
I like that. OK State did not look great this past weekend though, so that one's
Go
gonna
Pokes.
that one's gonna be tough, but
Pew
go
pew pew.
Pokes.
Pew pew.
Well, we had a great first week to the season. Wait, we all went positive this past week, didn't we? Well, I guess pending tonight.
Yeah.
Pending tonight.
I could go
I could go
All at least
To the
500.
moon.
Look at
at least
us.
500.
to the moon tonight, potentially.
Just update for you real quick. Duke just punted at Clemson.
Okay.
Exciting week. Be in Boise. Well, I think some good content for everyone. We'll have to figure out what there is to do to hold over our time when we're waiting for the game.
Figure something
A lot of
out.
potatoes.
A lot of potatoes, a lot of carbs.
We'll be back here next week with a review on the potato bacon pizza. And I was about to skip my typical 7 Eastern, 5 Boise local, I guess.
Mountain
Say
time.
Mountain time.
Yeah.
UCF favored by 3.5 over under 57.5 on FS1. Go Knights, charge on.
Charge on.
Charge on.